No one is coming to rescue you. No one is going to hand you signification. And the sooner you realize this, the stronger you become. In a world overwhelmed by constant noise, where everyone is trying to stand out, to be notified, and to be heard, we often forget the quiet power of silence. We are taught that visibility is power, that volume equals value, that the loudest voice must be the strongest one. But the ancient Stoics saw something different. They understood that true strength does not need an audience. They recognized that real power is found in stillness, a form of strength that attacks others without asking for attention. Silence, to the Stoics, was not acceptance. It was control. It was mastery. It was the ability to respond, not react. Imagine entering a room and, without effect, acquiring the center of focus. Not because you are loud, not because you demand space, but because your presence is calm, grounded, and unshakable. You do not need to prove yourself. You do not need to perform. Your energy speaks before your words ever do. It feels as you are communicating something powerful without speaking at all. People feel it. They sense it. They may not understand it, but they respond to it. This is not a myth. It is not a romantic idea from ancient philosophy books. It is a skill, a discipline, something you can develop today. In this video, we explore the essence of silent attraction through the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, not to manipulate, not to control others, but to align yourself so deeply with who you are that attraction problems a side effect. This is not just about making an entrance. It is about leaving an impression that lingers long after you are gone, an impression that feels natural, effortless, and deeply felt. If you have ever felt overlooked, misunderstood, or invisible in a world that never stops talking, this is your moment. This is your opportunity to understand how silence can speak louder than words, how presence can outweigh performance, how being grounded can be more magnetic than being notified. We will uncover how to become quietly magnetic, how to draw attention without force, how to command respect without demanding it, and how to embody the ancient Stoic art of presence in the modern world. If you value this journey into silence and wisdom, support the channel by subscribing. Not for me, but because this kind of content is rare in a world added to noise. And if you have ever felt different from the majority, if you have ever felt like you see the world differently, know this. This message is not for everyone. It is mean for you. Do not skip any part of this video. Not because of fear, but because transform information happens in the details. You are not average. You are the exception we have been waiting for. How often do we hide our thoughts, suppress our interests, or just our opinions just to fit in? How often do we say less of what we think and more of what is safe? Almost everyone has done this. Most people live this way for years, some for their entire lives. Stoicism does not show us for this. It understands human nature, but it gently guides us back to our authentic path. It processes that the most attractive quality we possess is not beauty, not status, not charisma. It is authenticity. When you live in alignment with who you truly are, you move in harmony with your nature. You stop wasting energy on pretending. You stop needing application. You stop adjusting yourself to be accepted. That harmony is felt by others. They may not know why they trust you, but they do. It sends a clear signal. This is who I am. No masks, no performance, no apologies. Unfiltered, unapologetic, real. And that kind of truth is magnetic. Being authentic does not mean being rude. It does not mean projecting society. It means knowing who you are and refusing to be a lesser version of yourself. It means embracing your individuality, your passions, your quiet tensions, and even your vulnerabilities. The Stoics never advertised weakness. They excited honorees with oneself. It means standing firm in your values when the world pressures you to bend. The Stoics played virtue above all else: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Not as abstract ideas, but as daily practices. Living according to these virtues, guided by your inner moral compass, does more than make you attractive to others. It creates inner order. It brings calm. It builds self-respect. And when you respect yourself, others follow. There comes a moment, often quiet, almost unnoticeable, when you realize that the world is not waiting for you to explore yourself. No one is standing there ready to understand your strength, ready to decode your stringle, ready to interpret your pain the way you feel it. And at first, that realization hurts. It feels like a loss, like projection, like proof that you do not matter as much as you thought. But this is where most people stop. They collapse into presentation. They haven into bitterness. They begin to show, to explore, to defend, to demand. The Stoics did the opposite. They saw this moment not as a tragedy, but as a turning point. Because the moment you stop expecting the world to understand you is the moment you reclaim your power. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That is not a comforting quote. It is a responsibility. It means no one is coming to carry you. It means no one is coming to validate your struggle. It means no one is coming to give your pain meaning. You must do that, and this is where silent attraction is born. When you stop exploiting yourself, you stop bleeding energy into people who cannot receive it. When you stop narrating your heating, you stop turning your life into content for others. When you stop asking to be seen, you start seeing yourself clearly. At first, the silence feels uncomfortable. Your mind looks for noise. Your ego looks for resource. But if you stay, if you do not escape, the silence becomes clarity. You hear your own thoughts again, not the ones shaped by approval, not the ones shaped by fear, but the ones that come from truth. And truth is grounded. It does not rush. It does not perform. It simply is. This is why people who master silence feel different. They do not need to dominate a room. They do not need to prove their intelligence. They do not need to win arguments. Their presence does the work. They speak less, but when they do, words land. They move with intention. They act with consistency. They hold themselves to standards even when no one is watching. And that is what people feel. Not confidence, not charisma, but self-possession. Epictetus said, "Don't explore your philosophy, embody it." When you live this way, you stop trying to be understood. You stop trying to be liked. You stop trying to be seen. And paradoxically, that is when people start noticing you. Because in a world of constant signaling, silence reads as strength. There is a difference between being private and being hidden. Hidden comes from shame. Private comes from self-respect. The Stoics knew that not everything is mean to be shared. Not every emotion deserves an audience. Not every struggle needs witnesses. Some things are forged in solitude. Some decisions are made in stillness. Some forms of growth are amazed by exposure. When you stop offering your pain as a way to connect, you stop attacking people who feed on wounds. And slowly, quietly, you begin attacking people who respect. This is where true independence forms. Not the loud, defiant kind, but the steady, inner kind. You stop needing permission. You stop waiting for signals. You stop freezing your life until someone approaches. You move, not because you are certain, but because you are committed. You keep your promotions to yourself. You do the work when no one applications. You show up when no one is checking. And over time, that builds something unbreakable: self-trust. Seneca wrote, "The greatest empire is to rule oneself." Self-rule is not perfection. It is consistency. It is choosing discipline over drama. It is choosing silence over exploration. It is choosing growth over sympathy. And this is where your old self begins to fall away. The one who needed application. The one who was exploited too much. The one who shrank to be accepted. That self is not destroyed. It is outgrown. And when that happens, people may say you have changed. They may say you are older, quieter, distant. What they really mean is you no longer serve their findings. And that is not a problem. That is progress. Rejection stops feeling personal when you understand it as direction. Not every space is mean for you. Not every door is your door. Not every room can hold your deposit. Once you see that, you stop chasing applications. You build, you focus, you simplify, you protect your energy, and with time, your life starts to speak for you. No announcements, no manifestos, no proofs, just results. There is a quiet power in knowing who you are when no one is watching. There is a quiet freedom in knowing you do not need to be seen to be signifier. The moment you stop needing care, you stop being fragile. Not because you are number, but because you are grounded. Your peace is no longer negotiable. Your worth is no longer debated. Your direction is no longer crowdsourced. You become your own structure. And that is what people feel when you walk into a room. Not noise, not demand, but stability. So if you have felt overlooked, good. If you have felt misunderstood, good. If you have felt alone in your thinking, good. These are not signs of failure. They are signs of transformation. You were never mean to be everyone's voice. You were mean to be your own. And when you stop waiting for the world to care, you finally start caring for yourself with clarity, discipline, and respect. That is where your real life begins. Quietly. Deeply. Undeniable. Thank you for walking this path with me. This is Interesting Facts. If this message resonated with you, there is another video on your screen right now that will take you even deeper. Watch it next. Keep building. Keep becoming.